There's no denying the fact that most men are struggling in today's world. And they're struggling because we have not addressed the real issues. We have made a society where we have trained men like robots who are not given the permission to feel their emotions, to express their emotions, to be like a normal human who can cry, who can have variety of emotions and insights, who can just be themselves. Instead, most men are trained to be a robot where they have to act in a certain way to fit the standard of society. And I like to say that most men are basically wounded boys in adult bodies, and they're struggling with their identity, they're struggling with who they are. And it's more apparent than anything if you see their relationships. Like most men on the outside, they're happy, they're successful, they're tough, they're strong, they have everything figured out in the society amongst their friends. But ask their wives or their girlfriends who have spent considerable amount of time with them who they really are. And with the exception of maybe 2 to 3% of men in the entire world, 95 to 97% of men are struggling. And I used to be one of those men because my biggest struggle in my life was around emotions. I used to chase women in relationships. I used to hide myself behind the success. I was inauthentic. I was happy and successful on the outside, but inside I was broken and I used to numb my emotions all the time. So if you would see me, you would see someone who's perfect, who's happy, who's got it figured out. But behind the scenes, I'm struggling with my emotions immensely. And having walked the journey and being on this side where I'm very grateful and fulfilled to live my life where there's no anxiety. I don't even know the words called stress, anxiety, overwhelm, and procrastination anymore because they don't exist for me. It's truly a revolution. It's truly a revelation to where I was and where I have become thanks to the divine grace and all the teachers. So, three signs why men are struggling. So, I'll share with you three signs that will tell a man is emotionally broken and how a man can actually fix it. Number one, you would know that a man is emotionally broken by just checking his energy. If he's too loud or he's too quiet, you know this is a man who is broken. Some men hide their pain and emotions by being loud, by being tough, by making fun of others, by blaming others. And through this way, they're hiding their pain, they're hiding their emotions, they're hiding their vulnerabilities. And this kind of man is actually very attractive to a woman who's also very unhealed and dysregulated. Like she's also living her life from the place of wounded feminine. So, wounded feminine, attractive, wounded masculine. And there are some men who would hide themselves. These are the men who are not loud, but rather they're just completely quiet. They're not able to express their emotions. If you would find them in a gathering, they would always be alone and quiet and in a corner. And this kind of men are also emotionally broken because they cannot express their emotions. And if you would ask their wives or girlfriends, they would tell you that he just does not feel present. He has no energy. And that's how you would know that a man is emotionally broken by checking his energy. But if you are vibrating on the same energy as him, whether you're a man or woman, you would not even know. You would think it's normal. This is why people think that in big cities it's normal to feel anxious and overwhelmed and procrastinating because they're also vibrating in the same frequency. So unless you're out of the cycle and the loop and you are vibrating at a very high, beautiful frequency than the one of anxiety, overwhelm, and stress, you wouldn't know that actually a man is emotionally broken because you may be emotionally broken yourself. Second sign, and this is big, he has deep involvement in masturbation, porn, alcohol, and drugs. It's unfortunate that many people have thought that this has become normal. It's a normal thing to masturbate, to watch porn, to go to clubs and bars and drink alcohol, to actually smoke weed and maybe, perform some drugs. People think this is normal. People think this is cool. People think this is the standard of the new world. However, the more you use stimulants to make yourself feel happy and quote unquote to feel that dopamine, the more you're programming your brain to only be able to have dopamine through this external stimulant. And as you are programming your brain, and as you are reprogramming your brain, you are literally reinforcing that pattern of dopamine through external stimulants. And that's why you will become emotionally addicted to watching porn and masturbating, to having sex with different women and men after. And that's why you become emotionally addicted to watching porn and masturbating, to maybe having multiple affairs to going to bars and clubs and drinking alcohol and numbing yourself, or maybe, having drugs behind the scenes, smoking weed. And as you become emotionally addicted and stuck in a loop, it becomes so hard for you to come out. And this is why most men are struggling. Number three, you would know that a man is emotionally broken 100% if he is using women to hide his pain and to feel good. You see, an emotionally mature, purpose driven man never uses a woman. His intention is always to serve the woman, make her feel safe, and happily receive her services. But the emotionally broken man will use manipulation, gaslighting, all kind of tricks and manipulations to convince the woman to serve him, to use the woman in her favor. He would lie, he would cheat, he would target her pain points through rejection and abandonment. He would all kind of things. And he would be struggling in his relationships as well. Either he would not be expressing her emotions at all, and that actually makes a woman feel very vulnerable, or he would get very easily emotionally attached and chase her, which used to be me. The question comes, how do I heal? Okay, now I know the signs. How do I heal? First of all, it takes a real courage and vulnerability for a man to accept that he's emotionally broke, because most men are conditioned to feel strong and tough. And that's why we have made a society where men are just wounded boys in adult bodies who cannot feel their emotions and express their emotions. So it takes courage and vulnerability. So if you are one watching this and you feel that, that's me, that's fine. That's a beautiful sign that you're ready to actually grow. So number one, so the first and foremost thing I'll recommend is to get a coach or a therapist. Invest in your healing. Invest in your growth. My life has changed through mentors and implement. Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, Michael Jordan, he had a coach, I don't remember. Think about anyone who's very successful. You will find that they always have a coach behind them. Right now, you're stuck in a loop. You're stuck in a system. You cannot get yourself out of it. And even if you're practicing personal growth, which is great, you cannot go so far because you don't have clarity. You don't have that high energy. So invest in a coach or a therapist. It's a worthy investment. Go after it. And you may say, well, I don't know who's the right coach or therapist for me. That's fine. Start. And if it's not the right one, go to the next one. But the worst thing you can do is procrastinate and be in the same place and expect a different result, which Einstein calls insanity. Number two, change your environment. Who you spend time with is who you become. That's just a fact of life. Your willpower cannot last any longer. And if you think you're too smart, that you can outsmart the people you are with and you will not inhabit their habits, their behaviors, their patterns, you're fooling yourself, because the subconscious is always scanning the environment and it's always taking from the environment that will make it feel comfortable. So change your environment. If you're not around with people who are intelligent, smart, purpose driven, and you cannot change your environment, like you literally cannot leave your home or leave your office, then do whatever you need to do. But use your phone and YouTube and hear podcasts to take into the information so that you can change your mental environment. And as you will change your mental environment, first you will have the more of the strength to not let the external environment defeat you and change you. And second, changing your mental environment indirectly changes your physical environment, because that's the law. Mental attitude defines your physical environment. Number three, for the love of God, accept your past and forgive yourself. You see, whatever you have done in the past, I'm pretty sure you're holding a lot of grudges and judgment towards it. And I can tell you very clearly, you cannot go very far if you are scolding and shaming and blaming yourself for what you did in the past. Why? Because by blaming and shaming and judging yourself for your past, you're actually adding more energy to the past, making your past more powerful to control you. Because what you focus on, you strengthen that. That's just the law. So you could be feeling very wise by hating yourself and shaming yourself and judging yourself for your past. But if you are actually thinking about it, you're going to become more of that. It's going to manifest more in your life. So accept your past and forgive yourself. It's okay. You acted in a certain way out of your survival mechanisms. It's okay if you said something and did something that you're not proud of today. You don't have to become your past, but you can forgive and let go of your past. You can truly move on. And that release in emotional baggage, it is incredible. And if you don't know how to do that, come and join my webinar where I will teach you how to do it within 90 minutes. I'll show you the hypnosis and the meditation and the somatic embodiment I do that has helped me to completely release my past and let it be where it's supposed to be. Number four, heal your inner child. The guy in you, this version of you that you're carrying from the past, heal it and love it. I'm telling you, the biggest blessing you can have in your life, the second biggest actually. First is your connection with the divine. Second biggest is when you heal your past. Because your inner child is nothing but the subconscious blueprint you are carrying when you were 7, 8, 9 years old. And if you do not heal that blueprint and change that blueprint, which can only happen through love, affection, care, talking and consoling your inner child, loving your child with love and care, all of those things you can do to reparent your inner child, you will not go far. You will stay stuck in this loops of anxiety, guilt, and shaming because all these loops are being carried when you were 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. And finally, number fifth is work towards a disciplined life. Discipline is the path of life. You see, you may say that, well, I'm not disciplined. Discipline is hard. Yes, it is hard in the beginning, but tell me how easy it is for you to live a life that you're living right now. Are you proud of the life you're living right now? Are you happy living the life you live right? You're not. So you're already in pain. Why don't you take the voluntary pain of discipline, reprogram your patterns, reprogram your habits, and actually work towards becoming the man or woman you want to be? The best thing is when you work towards becoming the man you want to be, the women or men that you actually want to have as a partner, it becomes automatic because you will always attract who you are inside, not your desires, your being. To change your being, and you will ultimately shift your reality. If you want to attract more money, change the person who you are today regarding money, and you will actually have more money coming to your life. The real work is within this. Thanks so much for watching. I would love to invite you to come and join my webinar. It's only 49 rupees, basically $1 to come and join in. Come and be a part of that community and let me help you out if you're watching this. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.